SACCO will be done just anyhow. We must go by the rules of the government. So if someone will say, oh, we're just doing things, Kenyaji, tell them no. It is no longer Kenyaji style. We are doing things and we have got an oversight from the government. Now, we know that we have not been able to communicate effectively before, and that's one of our difficulties or weaknesses for that matter. We have got an inadequate human resource. We need to employ people to man this SACCO properly. We have an underdeveloped operational structure. The policy procedures, they are just under development. And I also know that some of us are worried that if suppose your visas have a problem, what will happen? So one of the difficulties of our SACCO is that we have got a weak and a vulnerable visa status for its own members. And so we are doing everything we can to ensure that measures are put in place to ensure that your investment is safe with that knowledge in place. So don't be worried that how are we going to do if maybe somebody has taken a loan and they cannot pay. Oh, all that has been taken care of now in that very internal environment. Now, opportunities, too many of them. We have got ability to attract membership. Right now as we talk, the 700 members we talk about are only 7%. Now just imagine what 100% means. I will not say more than that. We have got members who will come from the UAE, from Oman, from Kuwait, from Saudi Arabia and many other places that are within the Middle East. We have got people who want to give us money. There is money available for investing in this SACCO. So let nobody say, how will my 500 real be used to buy a plot in Lucania? Let me tell you for a fact, there is money out there. People want to bring us money to buy those things so that we can benefit together. So don't be worried. Now, we are focusing on real estate. We are hoping, apart from the plots we are going to give people next year, we are going to build for people houses. Nobody even clapped for me. I thought that was a good thing. We are going to do like any other SACCO you heard about, we are going to build houses for people in a real estate investment. We hope we get there as the Lord will guide us to get there. We have got opportunities to join ventures with other partners from the global arena. Now, some of the threats that we have, we know that there has been a low uptake of shares, which I think we are overcoming. Now, there is fear of the stakeholders with the industry malpractice. Some people say, we have had SACCOs somewhere, after some time they collapse, people's money, they get lost, etc., etc. We know those are some of the difficulties that we face. And with that in place, the committee members have come down, they have thought seriously on how to overcome some of those difficulties. Now we know that our job security depends on somebody else, not us, so that is one of the difficulties we have, and the change in government and industry regulations. I want to finish this quickly and say that we have got something they refer in technical terms as the critical success factors, which is the financial and business development, then we have got what is called internal management and controls and effective communication to stakeholders. Now, I want to take you to what is most important so that I can finish up quickly. I'm told that my time is up, but somebody feels like I should continue talking. That's all right. Let me finish up quickly. So we have got what I think is important for you to get quickly here is that what do we want to do? Now, we want to increase the number of members. We are inviting all Kenyans in Qatar to become members of this SACCO and buy shares. The strategy we have as a SACCO is that we want to increase the membership by 50% by next year but 50%, and that means this number we hope to increase well from 1,000 to more than 5,000 in the next 5 years. We hope we will be able to generate income for this SACCO or have shares from the current 7 million to 50 million. Now this is not bad, going by the numbers I think that we have. We want to make profit. Every opportunity we are going to take to make profit for this SACCO as members and as management. We want to make profit increasing from 20% to in the year 1 and year 2 in that order as you see up there. Now I think this is the good news I wanted to pass quickly so that we can finish with this. Okay, I will talk about. I want people to increase in their numbers, and we want to purchase 10 acres of land in the first year, 10 acres the second year, 20 acres the third year, in that order. By the 5th year, how many acres are those? We want to buy in excess of. Some mathematicians are not doing it quickly enough. Okay. I'm told I will stop. Okay. I'm going to give chance for the next person to be able to present the investment policy. We are going to have questions after this. If you have a question, just hold it. Just hold it. When they finish, we'll give you a chance to ask your question. Is that okay? Thank you very much, members. Thank you. Open your hand for me, please. So please put and welcome Madam Bridget. Madam Bridget is one of the members of the committee. She will be presenting to you the investment policy of Kenya KQDSacco. Asante sana.
Good afternoon. It's very good to see you all. We're pleased to see you in many numbers. My name is Bridget Makudio Dennis. I'm a lecturer at the Community College of Doha. Okay. So I'm here to present you the investment policy, and as you can see, it looks very exciting. If you looked at the screen, so I'm going to basically tell you what the investment policy is about, our objectives in relation to the policy, risks and liquidity, standards of care, who's looking after your money, safekeeping, how we make investments, how we make our choices, and what type of things can we invest in, collateral, what we need from you before we give you a loan, and diversification, which means how we're going to spread out your money to be safe and to generate interest. Transparency, we are accountable to you. You need to know how we're managing your money. So, to begin, what is the KQDSacco investment policy? This policy is basically about the investment of all operating funds of the KQDSacco. What are we going to do with your money? Okay? So, we're going to invest this money through consolidating cash, shares, contributions, and savings from you. What do I mean? I mean that we're going to collect, the more we are, the more money we have. Okay? That's why we have those forms at the door. So the more you fill out, the more members we join, the more money we're going to have. And how else can we generate money? We can generate money by external management of funds through programs, yes. We can also increase money or investment through investing in other things externally outside the circle. So first, we collect money from you, and then we take that money and put it in other investments. So to increase how much we have. Our objectives, okay? What are our objectives? To safeguard and preserve the capital in its overall portfolio. So we have 7 million. Our objective is to make sure we don't lose the 7 million, all right? For example. And how are we going to do that? We have to check out the credit risks. Before we invest money, we need to know, is it a safe project we're putting our money in? Because we don't want to lose the money, okay? The risk of loss through defaulters, non-payment of loans. So we give you a loan and then you leave Doha or you lose your job. How are we going to recover our money? The loss through investments. We buy a property today, or I don't know, maybe that's not a good example. We buy shares, for example, in Kenya Airways. So we buy shares at, say, say we buy shares at 80 shillings a share. And then because Kenya Airways is not doing well, 6 months later, the shares have gone down to 20. Okay? So we've lost money through investment. Pre-qualifying the financial institutions. Before we put money into anything, we need to check out the guys. We need to check out their portfolio. What do they have? Are they a risk or are they a benefit? Then diversifying the investment portfolio. We can't put all the money in one thing. Say, we can't take all our money and put it in chambers, for example. So we need to put it in different places and different things so that we are safe. If we lose, or say, for example, I come from Mombasa. Mombasa mko hapa? Jamaa za Mombasa? Mpo karibuni. For example, Mombasa, we've had a few problems, as you know. We've had Al-Shabaab, then tourism went down and things like that. So if we put our property there, everything, if we put all our money there, we have chances of losing the money. So we have to put in other places in Kenya to be safe. We can't put all our money in one pot, basically. Interest rate risks, yes. We have to minimize loss that may be incurred due to changing market rates. E.g. shares, I gave you the example of Kenya Airways. We have to minimize, okay? And structuring the investment portfolio so that we have cash for ongoing, yes. We need to have money all the time, okay? So that we can carry on with the investments. Liquidity, to stay liquid by making investments in securities that mature concurrently. How can I explain that? Basically, we need to have money. So if we put money in land, and we put money in property, and we put money in shares, we give ourselves time so that we get a profit around the same time. That's what maturing concurrently means. Who is entrusted with the safekeeping? So you're probably thinking, nice speech, they're all talking to us about getting our money, but is our money safe and who's looking after it? Here we go. All participants in the investment committee. So we're going to have an investment committee. Officers and employees involved in the process shall refrain from personal business. Yes, if you're in that committee, you're not going to have business that's going to conflict. So we're in Matatu business, for example, as a SACCO, and the officers and employees are also into Matatu business. See, there's conflict. Are you going to put your, are you going to look after your Matatu or look after the SACCO's Matatu? You understand? Yes. So we're going to refrain. The officers who are going to be, and employees involved in the process shall not have conflicting interests. Authority to manage investments is derived from KQDSacco bylaws. Yes, we do have bylaws. We just don't decide who's going to look after the money, okay? The SACCO Societies, 2008. And how do we make, now this is interesting, how do we choose where to put our money, okay? So you've all contributed, now we're getting to 50 million. How do we know where to put the money, or how do we choose? So this will be done through, one, maintaining a list of authorized institutions. So before we put our money in, cooperative bank, for example. Before we give our money to cooperative bank, we have to know that they are tried and tested. It's a reputable bank, it's safe. Because we've seen banks in Kenya close all the time. We used to have, can you give me an example? Diamond Trust, we had so many banks closed, so we need to be safe. Wherever we put our money, we need to know that the institution is a safe one, okay? Two, maintaining a list of security dealers and brokers approved by the management committee, okay? For asset development, real estate management companies. So we can't just go and buy property from a Juakali guy. We need to know that the company is reputable. What are the real estate companies in Kenya? I can't think of any, the big ones, okay? So we can't just buy from any Juakali guy, okay? Number three, for all investment companies, partners and financial institutions to qualify for investment, they must meet KQDSacco requirements, correct? We do have requirements. You can't just come in here and we give you our money. We have requirements. We need to know, are you liquid? Are you safe? Do you have these? Do you have these? We have a list of things. I didn't put them there. Okay? Now, you're thinking, okay, so now that's the risk from outside. How about internally? Is there a chance that we can lose the money internally? Yes, we can. Yeah? And how do we do that? The people who are going to be responsible for your money within the SACCO are the treasurer, the accountant, and the internal auditor. These people will be responsible for your money. If anything happens, we hold them accountable, okay? Then there's a structure in place that shall be reviewed annually by the external KQDSacco. We're going to bring in an auditor. So we can't just trust the treasurers. We're going to bring in an external auditor to make sure that what they're telling us is true. And the purpose of the internal control structure will be to ensure that assets of KQDSacco are protected from loss, theft, and misuse by people internally. Okay, so the outside group, we've already checked that, but internally we also need to be safe because of these are the measures we're going to take to make sure that we are safe. How are we going to pay for whatever we want to invest in? All trades, will be executed by delivery versus payment. So we hope to deal with cash, okay? For assurance, securities will be deposited in eligible financial institutions prior to release of funds. What do we mean? So we want to buy an apartment in Nairobi, okay? We have cash, or we don't have cash, for example, or the person, somebody wants to borrow money from us. How do we know that, how are we going to be safe? They need to deposit something with us, securities, and that can be a title deed, it can be, securities can come in any form, all right? So that we are safe. What can we invest in? What type of things do you think we can invest in? You saw the first slide, we had a list of pictures or images of things, type of things we can invest in, but here, these are the authorized types of investments we can make. Government treasury bonds and treasury bills, fixed income investments such as real estate and land purchases. Engineers just told you about the exciting programs that are coming up from January. People will be buying land and things like that. Yes. So real estate and land. Real estate means properties, houses, buildings and things like that. Land is land, you know land. The SACCO will accept investment proposals that are viable and conducive. Yes, we've had people contacting us. You can't believe it, but we have people calling us all the time from Kenya. They want to partner with us. So we're not just going to take anybody, okay? So the SACCO will accept investments. We're going to check out the investments. You want to partner with us. You want to invest in the SACCO, but we need to check you out. We don't want to take a risk, okay? Investment proposals that are viable and conducive. If we think, that can get us money, then we'll go in. If we think we're not sure about this one, we'll leave it. The SACCO will collaborate with international donors and lenders, partners, with NGOs, CBOs, and other SACCOs. Yes, we also have people contacting us constantly from the UK, US. They want to invest in our SACCO. So if you're sitting here thinking this SACCO is nothing, it's really big. We're hot. Everybody's looking for us. We're not looking for them, okay? Then the SACCO will get involved in joint ventures, community development projects, and corporate responsibility activities. I think that one is clear. Collateral. What does collateral mean? Collateral means, how are we going to be safe? You know, I mean, not just about safety, but what do we get from you? So we're going to give you, you want to buy a lorry, for example. How much is a lorry in Kenya? Maybe a pickup truck, roughly.
10 million.
12 million. Oh, a lot of 2 million. Fantastic. So, yeah, okay. So you want Toyota? Okay.
Yeah.
So you got, you want to buy a Toyota pickup. 2 million or Hilux or whatever you want to buy. What does collateral mean? Do you think you'll just come to us because you've been contributing and we'll think, you have a nice face, we're going to give you the 2 million? No, no, no. We still need to be safe because it's everybody's money. It's not just your money, okay? So collateral means what we get from you to make sure if you default or you don't pay or something happens, we are safe. We don't lose pale zote, if you like. Collateralization will be required for all investments, e.g. title deeds. So you want 2 million, we'll tell you what you have to give us. I have a kashamba in the village, you know, okay, bring the title. That is collateral, okay? House ownership certificates, repurchase tenant agreements, or the above documents will be in the custody of the SACCO until such time that all payments have been made. So we've given you a 2 million. We're going to hold on to your title until you pay the last penny. Then we give it back to you. So you have the pickup and you have your title back. All properties shall be insured by by SACCO appointed insurance companies to safeguard investments. Yes, we're not going to, so we've got all this property, land, blah, blah. We can't pick any insurance company. We have to choose carefully, all right? Diversification. Diversification in Swahili, you probably could say kusambaza, ama kutawanya, okay? So how are we going to diversify our money? To minimize the risk of loss and over-concentration, as I explained before, investments shall be anywhere within Kenya as conducive to the SACCO. So we're not limited to just Nairobi. Yeah? If you're from Mombasa, maybe one day we'll buy property in Mombasa, Kisumu, Busia. We want to be safe. So we're going to spread it out. That's what diversification means. Periods of repayment will not exceed 5 years for capital-intensive investments. So if we give you a loan to buy your pickup, your Toyota pickup, we want you to pay that back within 5 years. Because if it stretches out longer than that, then, you know, we start making losses, okay? How will members know what's happening? This is about transparency. You're sitting there thinking, okay, so we've given you all this money, you're telling us blah, 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 but how will we know that everything you're telling us? So you've told us you bought this big farm in wherever, how do we know it's really happening? Okay, the chairman of the investment committee shall prepare a report quarterly. Quarterly means every 3 months, yes. Every 3 months that provides the status of the current investment portfolio. So everything we've invested in, we're going to have a report every 3 months. Number 2, the summary shall be prepared in such a way that KQDSacco Limited can ascertain whether investment activities in that period have been confirmed. Yes, we need to know that what the report says actually matches with what is happening. Is it true? Okay? Then, and how will they do that? By listing of individual projects. So if you tell us we bought a shamba in Kisumu, we bought a shamba in Machakos, give us the list. We want to know where these shambas are. Number 2, realized and unrealized gains or losses resulting from appreciation and depreciations by listings. So we put some money in Kenya Airways that we made a loss. That has to be there. We have to be transparent. You need to know. You know, when you make investments, sometimes they're not always good. Sometimes you make money, sometimes you lose money, so you need to be prepared for that. But everything is going to be transparent. Whether we make money or lose, we're going to explain. Total earnings from all assets. So we bought a huge building in Umoja. How much are we making from this building? Okay? And all this is your money, by the way. It's not, you're the SACCO. Number 4, listing of investments by assets. Yeah. So, listing of investments by assets. So we've got this building, investments by assets. So in ranks of which one is taking more money, which one, the value basically, we're talking about the value of the assets. Percentage of total portfolio represented by each type of investment.